Good afternoon. It's May 19th, 2023. And today, I think we had two legs down, but it kind of, for the most part, you just had to play it like a range day. Um, you can see, the two legs aren't equal, but it's pretty similar. The measured move of the overnight highs and lows, it actually would be like that. So that looks pretty good. I had an interruption, but I redrew these overnight highs and lows, and still the measured move, we go a little bit further. We find this level of support right here. And it's, yeah. My first glance at the chart, as I was watching it all day, I didn't see a whole lot of setups that I liked. We'll see if that changes as we go through it. So, 5 o'clock actually comes in right here. Right here. If you came in a little earlier, I think like 20 minutes before 5, you get this lower high. You might want to ride back to the EMA. I should have marked that green. I like that. It doesn't look too congested. However, this and this are inside bars of that. So that's something to think about, but it just looks good. Then you got a second entry right here. You might consider that. If you believe that we're going to get a new high from this channel, but then you might think this is a close outside, but we didn't get a new high. So maybe you take this one. This kind of looks like a double top, first entry, second entry, but this is an inside bar pretty much. Doesn't tick lower than this bar, but yeah, it looks like an inside bar. Then we come up here. Why? Okay, yeah, all right. So I'm like, why did I draw that? But the overnight highs at that point were like right there. So when we get, and this really looked like a range. Look at all that price action on both sides of the EMA. So when we get this lower high, you might take that, but I think the better entry is right here when we make this double top, and then you get the leg down. So, because I was looking at this channel, and you get a break. That's what it looks like. Is we have a break and a couple legs up to a new high. So, looks like people who jumped in here came in a little bit early, but this one, I like that setup with room back to the EMA like that. And then we find support on that midline. And I like this setup. I think technically it's not a failed second entry short because of this bar right here. I think this bar might have ticked higher first, then went lower. So technically that's not a second entry, but this looks a lot like the trap that started the downtrend yesterday. Boom, boom, you see that? So this one was really good because I was playing a range, and in that range that I was playing, there was a lot of room back to the midline. I was probably playing it. Oh yeah, I was playing it from here. So, and yeah, you can see that. So with all that room back to the midline yesterday, I really liked that trade. And this one today is different, but there's so much room to these highs. And we found all this support at the midline. So I like that one very much. And then we find resistance at the highs again. I don't think you want to take this lower high, even though the signal bar is really good. It's a third entry, and at this point, that would be like a midline probably, and you can see that right there. Look at all that support right there. So I don't think, and you can see, look at all the buying that came in. So I don't think you want to take that. We come down here. This one looks pretty good. You can see, look at that second entry. But yeah, you're going into all this support. So I think that's risky. if you were to take that, it looks like you would have gotten 4 ticks. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like you might have gotten 4 ticks, but it's close. And yeah, I mean, I would be playing it like a range. Look at all that support. And then, so this one is really tempting, but there's not room back to. This one's pretty, it looks pretty tempting. But we made a new low. If you see that, that's a little cause to worry, but I don't know. I mean, I think there's just too much uncertainty. The second entry short failed, and we went higher, but then we made a new low. But you can see all the people who went short, they got trapped, and they took it higher. Come up here, sell off. Right here, maybe you buy that. It looks like a second entry long, pretty bullish signal bar. Maybe you take that. Maybe you enter that on a limit order or something. And then we fail to get back to the highs. And we drop, and you get a lower high, but I don't think you can take that because we don't know that we're going lower. Then you get this failure. Maybe you take this failure. Oh, I like this second entry to test these lows. Yeah, and I like this. Okay, so let's talk about it. So maybe you take that failure with room to the lows of these bars, but it's aggressive. Then we test down here, and that's the overnight lows. With a break and a move to a new low there, you might take that risk. I liked it in real time. And then you get this second entry short. And I didn't see this, but I'm going to mark this one aggressive too because, you know, it's been a range day. We have a break of that channel and a move to a new low. We could be going back to the highs. But that setup, that's a pretty nice bullish bar. However, or bearish bar. However, it is an inside bar. I don't see anything in here. This one looks pretty good, but I mean, it also looks like prices are trying to reverse and go to the highs. So that is a second entry. I don't think you can take it though. To me, it looks like prices are trying to reverse, but they fail to, and you get this move down. We find some support at the measured move, and you get a second entry short right here off the trend line, but there's no setup. Then we get this lower high, but you're going right into that support. New lows. Unfortunately, you can't take that. And then we come down here, and prices reverse. So there's a chance that this channel is wrong, and we have a close outside and move to a new low, but it doesn't look like that the way I drew it. But prices do reverse. You could look at this as a double bottom, first entry, failed second entry short, but it doesn't set up above the EMA like we would want it to. You get a break, a couple legs up to a new high, and it reverses, but there's no setups, and really this is just sideways with the downward bias here, so I don't like any of that. Then we get a break of this channel. I didn't mark the channel, but you can see there's a channel in here, probably something like that, and you see the break and it moved to a new low. Still failing to make a new low from this channel. Buying comes in, break, move to a new high, and then we get this downward channel. And this is a second entry short off the trend channel, but with this congestion, I wasn't very confident that, you know, we would get the scalp out of that, and it looks congested. So anyway, that leads to an overshoot. The overshoot comes back, tests the level of resistance again before overshooting again, and then leading to a break. And then we reverse. And so this kind of this looks like a two-legged pullback, kind of looks like a reversal, but just not the greatest setup. But you know, it looks like what they were trying to do over here. That's what they were trying to do here. And here we're buying at lows of the day, whereas over here we weren't too sure what was going on. Here we found support at that level 3 times, and so I think there's reason to like that one. And that's it. That's what I saw for today. I don't see anything in here. This could be a channel still. That's what it looks like to me, and it looks like we have a break here, so we have a new high in place. So we'll just have to see. 3 minutes till market close, so there's not really a whole lot that's going to happen. But that's how I saw it today. I hope everyone has a great weekend. I'll be back next week.